Welcome to Bickering Spouses with Menachem and Raizel.
What just happened? Okay, so first of all, where to start? So I'm going to introduce you guys, but also, I know Raizel, but I don't know if Raizel knows me. From
I know you.
Okay.
I do know you, because you used to live at the Wolf's house, right?
Yeah. And I used to come over, like, and I remember your siblings used to show, like, the younger Wolf family, like, you had, like, Agent MS in your house or something, and she would come home, like, having nightmares because this was, like, a movie. In those standards. And it was like a haunted, make comedy videos about kids, so you can understand. There's a child, and his pants went somewhere else.
I know. I'm not getting around.
How old is he? How old is your baby?
He's 3, but he's still a baby. Like for all intents and purposes.
It's happening. Our 4-year-olds like that.
How many? Wait, I forgot how many kids. You guys have 2 kids, right? You have a girl and a boy. Okay.
Well, 2 that she knows about. I mean 2.
Wait, what? What'd you say?
I said 2 that she knows about. But yeah, she doesn't think that's funny.
Wait, I can't hear you so well.
Oh wait, can you hear? It's sometimes
you
weird.
have like fancy headphones. Wait, do you
I have fancy. We're rich people.
Oh my god.
Whatever. No big deal.
Okay.
So yeah, sometimes it gets caught in my beard, which is funny, and then you can't hear me because it's like a little muffled.
It gets caught. Wait,
it might be better to take off the headphones.
Well, so the sideburns. You see, like if the headphone is in the beard, you can't really.
Who are you having trouble hearing, me or Menachem?
No, I can hear both of you, but it's just maybe I just need to put the volume on my computer higher. I don't know. Okay. So yeah, what? Who? Yeah. No, that won't help for a podcast. That's like sometimes my kids nod over the phone. They're like, I answered you already. And I'm like, well, nodding is not really, yeah.
I love in podcasts when they're like, it was this big. And you're like, what are you saying? I don't know what was it.
Okay, this baby is driving me insane. 1 second. Well, how come you guys are lucky and your kids are not making you crazy? Are they in school, I guess?
They're in school.
Like normal people. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay.
Well, my kids are 4 and 5. They're a little older.
By the way, she just said my kids. She didn't say our kids. I'm just saying.
I know you felt that. That was passive aggressive. I know. Thank you for noticing. At least I have someone on my team now.
Okay, so let's introduce you guys. So this is.
Oh, wait, can you hear us now?
Yeah. Testing 1, 2, 3. We'll probably do that like at the end of the podcast. Like, can you hear? Oh, oops, I didn't hear you the whole time. That will be really productive and not a let down at all. Okay, so this is Rabbi. Okay.
Technically.
Menachem Silverstein and his beautiful wife, Raizel. Should I say your maiden name or no?
I don't care. It's okay. I just like that you said beautiful. I'm fine with it.
Okay.
No, she said beautiful Menachem Silverstein and his wife. You misread it. You misheard it. I'm sorry.
Damn it! I'm always misreading it.
Misheard, exactly.
Well, we can always go back and listen to it, and we'll see.
You can rewind podcasts. Dang, that's gonna be fun.
Yeah. So, it looks like, and you guys correct me if I get the intro wrong, but you're a comedian, and your wife helps your videos go viral by being pretty in them, and I have no idea. No, she honestly, it looks like you're funny too. You're just busy with other things, and you guys feed off each other.
Right? Isn't she great?
Yeah,
when she's willing to be in my videos.
Yeah, I saw her in like a commercial.
Hate her.
Because I don't know why I just recently saw you like have a video production company or something.
So I have a video production company. I produce like product videos, commercials, founders videos, and stuff like that. So
that's so fancy. What the heck?
I threw Raizel in. That was fun.
That's awesome. Like, I don't understand. People move to like Los Angeles, and there's 3, like literally everyone living there is the producer. How is there any work for anyone? Like,
it's either producer or Uber driver or both.
So the Uber
point you make
are just driving around the producers around because they don't have enough jobs, so they don't have enough money to have a car, so they have to hire the Uber drivers.
Well, now we see his cute face. Sorry that to the other podcasters who can't.
I also have someone with me.
Your co-host.
Yeah, this is my co-host. Okay, so tell me about yourselves. Tell me some, not your favorite color. Tell me something that you feel gives people an idea of who you are as far as like in the social media space, the business space,
So
in the industry. And also the thing that really fascinates, the thing that I feel like will fascinate people with this episode to get into is the fact that like you're living in like a Hollywood type of, like you're kind of intertwined a little bit with, I don't know, you do stand up and you make these videos, sometimes collaborating with other people that are, you know, what's that guy's name? Okay, that doesn't help. Also, yeah. And like it's kind of fascinating because like when I look at you, like I grew up Lubavitch, right? So you just look like a guy that walked out of 770. So to me,
in a black t-shirt, I'd be thrown out of 770.
Okay. So I don't feel like, I don't look at you and go like, oh, that's a comedian. I'm like, okay, he's a bacher from 770 that's like came to Hollywood, like, but actually like, you know what you're doing somehow. So I'm wondering how you felt like you could weasel your way in and actually not be, you know, you're not an imposter. Like you're doing your thing and you're successful at it. And also I want to know from Raizel, what that's like to be in that kind of environment all the time. Yeah, stop making me talk the whole time. Answer.
Okay, so I didn't want to interrupt you. So I have lots to say, but I want to ask you about your podcast. Oh,
you're
first.
Turning this around. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right away. She didn't even answer the question.
I just want to ask you
the question.
Exactly. Yeah.
I'm very curious. I just want to ask you what your podcast usually, what's the theme of your podcast, so I know which direction I want to go in.
Okay. Good question. So actually, it's extremely random. I'm very ADHD about this, and it's really what I'm in the mood of and what I think will be interesting to viewers, and because I know that it's interesting to me. And it's called Blunt. So I don't.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, I don't really edit it down. It's just like it's supposed to feel like a conversation that like people are eavesdropping into, not like, okay, hi, like my name is, like more just natural, and that way. Because it's always interesting to listen in.
Can I tell you?
Conversation. It's not interesting to listen into someone that's like reading off of a paper. Do you know what I mean?
Totally. Can I tell you that my first email that my sister made me, and I still have it for some things, is missblunt12345@yahoo.com.
See, so whatever. So you can just Menachem, you can just go.
Menachem, get out of here.
Okay, I'm done. Okay.
So
we'll get a room.
I got my intro, and that's it. You guys can do it.
So you want to know about Menachem's work and how I fit into it, sort of,
like how
I feel about it.
Yeah, and how did you have the confidence to like go into this space where it's not really it's usually people sometimes, let's say, dress the part. Like let's say look at like Montes-Yahoo. Like at some point he was like an anomaly. Like it was so cool because he looked like a rabbi, but he was beatboxing and stuff. And then I feel like he kind of ruined that like cool mixture, because then he just started fitting into Hollywood completely, and then he wasn't anything unique anymore. If you ask me, he's still very talented. Mormon.
We just wear this to get jobs. So just answering the question off of that.
So you should move to Utah then.
I know we weren't. Utah kicked us out for wearing the kippahs.
So you really don't fit in there.
We are, exactly. We're the offbeat next. First off, you said weasel your way into Hollywood, which feels anti-Semitic, which I like because I'm a good Jew, but a better anti-Semite. So I get it.
So weasel that joke is what you did.
Listen, no, it's really not honestly, half of Hollywood is Jewish. It's really not that. It's the 770 for me.
It is. Well,
I'll tell you, Strong Crown Heights. You're not wrong.
I'll tell you what's even funnier. So this week I was invited to join SAG-AFTRA, Actors Union. So technically this week.
Wait, can you talk louder or like closer to the mic that you don't have or something?
See, I was talking about this earlier, but when the mic gets into my beard, you can't really hear.
Okay.
But I was saying that
I just move it up.
I did. See,
move it even more up.
I can't move it up. It's gonna blow out of my ear.
Oh, that's a good point.
See,
you want to shave it and come back?
Ooh, I want to Montefiore and just come back.
Yeah.
No, so what I was saying was
Montefiore on us.
exactly. Well,
Yeah.
it didn't work for him. So wait. No, I was saying that this week I actually got asked to join SAG-AFTRA.
She's not
like,
impressed with any of your shows.
She's not. No.
She's like, I'm sick.
She's like, when do I get to talk? We don't want to hear about Menachem. We want blunt. Give us blunt.
I came for the podcast, Menachem.
I know. Well, they can hear you because you don't have a beard. It's not fair. It takes me 10 times longer to say anything.
God.
Oh no, but I was just kind of now that I'm saying it 5 times, it sounds like I'm bragging. Which I am. No, I was saying that I got invited to join the official actors union. So now I'm technically a professional comedian and a professional actor.
Wait, what makes you a professional comedian?
I became a regular at the Laugh Factory. So the Laugh Factory is one of the top 3 clubs in the world. So it fluctuates from number.
So how did you weasel your way in? I'll use a
weasel
different.
way in.
Yeah,
shout out to the Laugh Factory. Thank you for having me.
How did you you were like holding on to Elon Gold's coattails, or you were coattails, or actually he was holding on to yours? Like what?
Not at all. I actually I did my first.
I actually didn't assume that at all. By the way,
I did my first show with Elon this month. We actually already did 2. I just got to meet him recently.
Raizel, do you sit in the audience and watch him?
I used to
roll your eyes.
She was my marvelous Mrs. Maisel.
When he first started, I was much more involved, and then now he sort of was like, "No, Raizel, no, you can't be."
Well, it's also harder now.
You can't be in the audience.
He doesn't even want me in the audience.
Well,
I can understand that because he probably feels nervous around you. Like he needs to impress you, and he doesn't need to impress anyone else. So he's like probably nervous when you're there.
Yeah, but it's also a lot of people don't like really fully understand. So me at the Laugh Factory, I'm working. That's my job. I'm working. Do you want your spouse at work? Sometimes it stresses you out to have them at work. So people look at me and it's like, oh, you're at the Laugh Factory, you're performing, you're having fun, but I'm also working. So it's kind of that a little too. But then it's also, we have 2 kids at home. So anytime Raizel wants to come to see me, we have to pay for a babysitter. And then the second we pay for a babysitter, like if my show starts at, so then
you get paid for the comedian thing, and you have to give it straight to the babysitter.
Exactly, and sometimes the babysitter bill is more than I got for comedy. So it's like I'm paying money to be a comedian.
So you tell the Laugh Factory, just give it straight to the babysitter.
Exactly.
Don't just pass it through me.
So I'm a regular at the Laugh Factory, but they have the babysitter on payroll.
Right. No, it's practical. You're welcome for the idea, by the way.
I'm very opinionated and
well, also what's really funny.
Do you run your things by her and be like, do you think this is funny? And she's like, no.
And then I know it's a good joke. So that actually happens. So one of my most memorable jokes, which is closure that I use, it's actually both closures that I use. I was like, Raizel, what do you think of these jokes? Is it funny? And she's like, oh, it's not funny. Don't say that. And then I said it, and everyone knows me by those jokes, and those are like my home run jokes.
Can I say that what about your brisk joke? Who wrote that one?
No, then some of them she does help me with, but there are a lot where I'll like say, and she's like, oh, that's so stupid.
I don't think you realize how entertaining it is watching you guys as a couple. Just interact. Like you're for you guys, it's like a normal everyday thing. So you're like, okay, I need to make material. Like this is material right there. Just like the camera.
Why is this so entertaining? Because we're such old people.
Because he's cracking jokes, you're annoyed. Like it's funny, but also, you know what? Please don't do this, but also please do this. I'm not sure which one I'm gonna go with, but you know those couples on YouTube that are like, okay, today I'm gonna prank my spouse and I'm gonna put and then
if I prank her, she'd kill me. She'd murder me.
Translation: today I'm exploiting my spouse for views.
Yeah.
Which is
but you guys can always fake pranks, but those are always obviously fake. Like they never you want to take off your
the baby.
Oh, you hurt your arm. Sorry.
But I'll tell you something that was funny just about like the joke writing thing. So I once sat down and I was like, Raizel, I think that there's a joke here. It's not ready yet, but the concept of the joke is, you know all of my secrets, so if we ever broke up, I'd have to murder you. Because there's no other choice. I couldn't let you leave with all of my secrets.
You really get to me first.
I'm like, if anything happened to us, like I could never let you leave at this point. I'm sorry. And I'm like, that's the premise of the joke. I should write it. It's funny. And she's like, no, that's stupid. Don't do it. And I'm like, I really feel like it's a joke there. And she's like, I'm telling you, it's not a joke. It's not funny.
Wait. Okay, you said what was the joke? You said that probably
premise
people
of a joke.
listening are like, we already heard it. Why is she asking?
Yeah,
But
but I'll repeat it because it's that funny. No.
Okay.
So basically there's like a finished joke, which is what I'll say on stage. But then there's the premise of a joke. I'll just think of a concept and be like, ooh, can this be a joke?
Yeah.
So the concept that I pitched to Raizel was, now that we've been married so long, I pitched her. I'm like, what do you think? What's the joke?
Okay.
Exactly. And then, but listen. So I pitch her the joke. I'm like, hey, here's the concept of the joke. We've been married so long, you know all of my secrets. So if God forbid,
It's your very own Simon Cowell.
Yeah, but I'm like, exactly. I'm like, not that anything should, but if God forbid anything happened to us and we broke up, I'd have to kill you. You know all my secrets. I could never let you leave at this point. That's the premise of the joke. It was just an idea.
It is
I'm
funny.
like, do you think it's funny? I'm like, do you think I could turn this into a joke? And she's like, no, it's terrible. I'm like, are you sure? She's like, no, it's terrible. Don't do it. 2 days later, we go to watch John Mulaney's new special on Netflix. So we're sitting and we click play. That was John Mulaney's opening joke.
Stop. He stole it. He was listening
It was
to
his
your
opening
conversation.
joke. By the way, fast forward, John
Was he
Mulaney did get divorced and didn't kill his wife. So it was a lie.
Yes.
But yes. Good.
Well,
we
you
know
guys are staying
John
together,
Mulaney,
so
yeah.
you don't have to.
I'm in. But it was just funny that I literally was like, that's an amazing joke. She's like, no, it's not. And then boom, John Mulaney used it. John Mulaney.
By the way, I'll tell you a secret. I don't know who that is, but I'll take you.
Huge comedian.
Okay.
You'll probably see him.
I don't have a Netflix account, and I'm not a parasite on anyone else's Netflix account. Unfortunately, I used to have a Netflix account a long time ago. I just never reopened it because ain't nobody got time for that. Wait, can you not hear me? Because I don't hear you.
What's the password? I can
What?
hook you up. I can get you on the black market.
Oh my God, connections. Okay.
I can make some phone calls.
Okay. Yeah. Tell your people to tell my people. Okay. 1 second. So just to backtrack, because again, this is like a very ADD conversation. That's how it's going to be. You were saying that what makes you a professional comedian? You said because you got into Laugh Factory, and you also didn't say how you got into Laugh Factory.
So,
or maybe you did, and I'm just a terrible listener.
No. So who? If you want to get into the Laugh Factory, you have to audition for the Laugh Factory.
By the way, Raizel, you can always interrupt, even if I wasn't directing a question.
Oh, don't worry. She will.
I'm always curious what you're.
You do not have to give Raizel permission. Yeah. She will.
Let him have his center stage.
His
he loves it.
We all love it.
I like it. Love is a strong word. I don't have to commit. That's a commitment word. So for the Laugh Factory, you do have to audition, and they have to like you enough to give you an opportunity. I was lucky enough that I had one of the Laugh Factory's one of the best comedians in the world, my writing partner, Taran Ben-Gasri, that he vouched for me. And he kind of like gave me
cool.
the first real opportunity on a show. And then since then, we actually, right before COVID, we're co-producing a show every Monday night at the Laugh Factory. And then now I help him produce his show on Thursday at the Laugh Factory. So I've been lucky enough to kind of be able to work with really. So
like every week you're there?
So Toronto's the show every Thursday, and then I am helping him with the show every Thursday, and then usually I'll open the show. So like,
is the Laugh Factory like, is it broadcasted, or is it?
No. So they were broadcasting their shows during COVID, but right now it's like you have to pay for a ticket to go.
Does it like? Do they put snippets on YouTube or something, or it's just like people
snippets on YouTube? They put snippets on their Instagram. They put photos on their Instagram. You can find a photo of me in Chalan Gold from like 3 weeks ago.
Chalan, yeah. Wait, so do you
have to be called Chalan? Actually, I don't know if you saw that the official pronunciation.
Really, I never heard of that. Very interesting.
I didn't make that up.
Really?
No, it's not right. I'm sorry. Your name is Alon Gold. Please don't hate me. Continue.
I have so many questions. I just don't know where to start.
So Rahul, I want to ask you questions.
Oh no!
She thinks of her as host.
I'm not hosting. I'm just having a conversation.
This is what she does with my sketches also. I'll be like, can you say the word please? And she'll be like, or the sketch is now about, and then switch the sketch.
That makes sense.
Raizel's now the host of the
That's a whole other conversation. But I just want to catch up with you because the last time I feel like, I don't, where do you live?
Okay, but people listen to this podcast, so I won't like give like the
numbers of the house, yeah.
But I live.
What is your social?
Relatively like Pomona, New York.
You live in New York.
In Pomona though. Like I'm cool. I don't live in Brooklyn.
Brooklyn is cool. Brooklyn is gangster. Are you kidding me?
Right.
And you're an artist, Rahul? Is that what you do?
I know your family is extremely artistic, so I'm not competing here.
Ruffle
But yeah,
is super artistic. Do you see her backpacks? The olive backpacks?
I know, I love it.
Yeah, but you guys didn't buy my backpack. So.
I know. I have to buy your backpack. I'm sorry. That was like.
But you said you said I have to ask my wife, and then I'm like,
and then I forgot to follow up.
Either he didn't ask his wife, or his wife was like, no. But
he didn't ask me.
Raizel's scary. I'm like,
oh, please. This is the thing about our spouses and everything. We keep like, repeating stuff. So Menachem, who scares you? Does your mom scare you?
I'm scared of dragons. I'm scared of dolls coming to life. And
his mom scares him.
And you're scared of your wife?
So that's been placed on me now. I'm scary as well.
Wait.
Does she not seem scary? Does she not seem a little scary? Let's be honest. I love her.
Like in a very entertaining way.
Thank you. But at least you get me.
You can't be scary entertaining.
Of course you can. Ever heard of horror movies?
What's a horror movie for? But that's not the type of scary that you are.
No.
Wait. Okay. How did you guys meet?
Well, that's a story. I'll tell it because I'm more honest. His version. I'll turn it.
You guys should take this opportunity to make something up. Like makes
his version of the story is made up every time.
Her parents locked her in a tower, guarded by a dragon,
and then you had a long braid that was out of it. And you said
I had a very long braid at the time.
Raizel, let down your hair.
Rapunzel.
Yeah.
That's the thing is, if you do ask Menachem, he'll always, give his version of the
train.
1 second, let me guess.
And that's not a Holocaust
his version
joke.
of the story is she begged me, and your version of the story is he begged me, and then you guys are like, no, my version is right. Okay.
What's the real version? Who do you want to hear from? Because we will interrupt each other. Pick one person.
We're gonna
you guys fight this out. You guys decide. Don't fight.
Okay, who do you want to tell the story of how we met?
So it's
wait.
We're gonna give the story. The snippet was
who's gonna give the story?
Raizel was like madly in love with me and was like when she met me, literally drooling the entire time I had a napkin. I was like wiping drool. I was like Shomer wiping drool off of her mouth. She was just like so enthralled. Shomer wiping drool. I literally had a plastic hand that was like wiping drool with a napkin. It was crazy. Very intense. So much drool. But back to the story.
It sounds like she was living in an old age home and you couldn't give her applesauce. Like, why?
I told you he's a liar.
That's the so I'll start off and then feel free to interject. So basically,
I'm ready to interject.
She's ready.
I'm ready to
interject. Because she just
I just want to say it and you don't interject.
I'm a storyteller and I want to tell the story. I want people to know the weather outside. I want people to know the time. I want people to know the shape of the moon.
Okay, so once upon a time,
done.
Once upon a time, you were a sad bucker sitting in 770, and then they kicked you out. And then what happened?
Threw me out because the black shirt. Okay, so
Menachem just named a bunch of different things, which is first of all, the way he tells the story is false because the drool.
False.
Second of all,
there was drool. I think.
Second,
I thought that
it's
was
a long time ago.
Second of all, in general, when he tells stories, they are so long and he gives so much unnecessary information.
I will say this: as a comedian, people literally give me money to say stories. I get paid to say stories. Should we hear the story from the person who gets paid, or should we hear a Raizel who just likes to yes.
Oh my God.
How much do you charge?
Okay. So how did you guys meet? I'm really curious, and you still didn't answer.
Okay, so we'll say a line at a time. So basically,
you tell my story or lie. Do you watch Encanto?
Yeah,
that's very relatable for us.
About right now. She doesn't have. If she doesn't have Netflix, she doesn't have Disney Plus. It's Disney Plus.
Okay.
I love how we've already not gotten sponsored by Netflix or Disney Plus for shouting them out. So,
is that there?
Me and my friend Mendy Edelman, shout out Mendy, we were going to parkour in Manhattan. So we're getting on the subway to go do parkour, which is like French gymnastics. It's like
right. No, I know what parkour is. That's crazy. Okay. Were you jumping from building to building?
Chelsea Pier. So it's basically this massive gym in Chelsea Pier.
Oh, okay,
it's kind of like an adults playground that has like massive trampolines and a foam pit and all the stuff. So we were going to go to a parkour class. So we're running late and we go to the subway and we're waiting for the train. And then a little bit down the platform, there is Raizel and her two friends, and Raizel keeps checking me out, obviously, because of Continue, Raizel. You can add to the story now, or I can continue.
Oh, no, you can continue.
So Raizel, who can't get her eyes off me at that time, obviously, they go on the train, and so do we. Turns out my friend knew her friend. They had gone to a Moshav concert a couple nights earlier. So they start talking, and then we're all kind of talking. And Raizel and her friends were going to go to Nordstrom Rack to just go shopping and hang out in the city. But
This
Nordstrom
sounds
was closed.
so like Ben Yehuda seminary vibes.
Oh,
This is New York, though.
yeah. This is New York.
How old
So-
were you guys?
So we're both.
Just-
Okay,
just-
we'll get to that in a second, because that does come into play, kind of. But we're both like young. Like I'm early 20s. She's late teens, basically.
Okay.
But she's already in her second year seminary. So at the time, I think she's 21, which is kind of funny. So I thought, like, we're basically the same.
You don't
I was
strike me,
18.
you don't strike me as a Sembaze girl.
Well, we can get
We'll
into
get
that
into it.
somewhere else.
So
but,
yeah, you're distracting.
Did you go to
So-
Sohar like me? No.
No, but my sister did, and she loved it.
Oh yeah, it's amazing. Okay, yeah. So then you guys started talking.
So they wanted to go to Nordstrom, but Nordstrom was closed. So they were just going to go to the city. And my friend's like, oh, we're going to a parkour class. And then Raizel's friend is like, ooh, we should go. That sounds fun.
Do you remember that
Raizel
my
loves
family does gymnastics?
We should go.
Yes. Yeah. Now I do. Okay.
Meanwhile, I turned to Mendy and I'm like, why are you inviting 3 strangers to go with us to parkour? Like, we were going to go hang out. Like, why are you doing that?
Oh, like you're so annoyed by
I'm
it.
like, that girl
Sure.
keeps checking me out. It's a little awkward. And then they say, okay, we'll go with you. Now, there was like trouble with the train. So they basically say we have to get off at the stop and we have to switch to a bus to get to where we want to go to.
Please tell me you saved her life or something.
So what happens is we get off the
Okay.
train and we
Yeah.
go upstairs out of the platform in order to go on the bus, and we walk right in front of, like, the subway stop opens to a opened Nordstrom Rack. And I'm like, did
Hashgacha
you guys
pratis.
want to go to Nordstrom Rack?
Divine.
And
providence.
Raizel's like, with drool and all, no, I'd rather still follow you guys to parkour. So the 3 girls follow us to parkour, even though they claim they wanted to go to Nordstrom Rack, and we literally walk in front of Nordstrom Rack. We then go to parkour. We have an awesome time. Me and Mendy were kind of doing our own thing. They were doing their own thing. And then afterwards, again, these girls wanted to hang out in Manhattan. Then when we were like, okay, you guys can hang out in Manhattan. We're going to go back to Crown Heights. And they're like,
What do you mean? It's like
we don't wanna-
midnight. What do you mean we're gonna go hang out?
It was not midnight. It was like 10 o'clock.
We're not going. We were in the middle of nowhere. We were not gonna go.
So,
You
so
guys
then
are
they
such
basically,
little rebels. Then.
they basically then followed us home. And then Raizel was talking to her friend.
Sounds like mixed dancing to me.
And no, everything's kosher, 100% kosher. And then after that,
Yeah, with the Shomer drool.
the Shomer drill. Okay, that might have been a little bit exaggerated. There might not have been drool at all. But in my mind, she was drooling. Then after that, I was like, obviously, I didn't ask her out because I realized that she would like want to go through a shakha. So after that, I go home to my mother. My mother knew that I had just gone to parkour, and I say, hey, Ma, just met a girl I want to date. And my mother was like, you're not dating a shiksa. I'm like, no, this is a Jewish girl.
Why? Because she saw a picture and she's like, she's too pretty to be Jewish.
No, because my mother knew that I just got back from a parkour class in Manhattan. She's like,
Oh,
which
okay.
girl did you meet at a parkour class in Manhattan?
Yeah.
And then after that, turns out my mother knew Raizel's mother, and my father knew Raizel's father. So then I
Such a
asked her out through a shop,
such a small
and then
world.
we ended up. Now Raizel can say her
That's
version of the
cute.
story.
Wait, so did you have like a matchmaker in between once you
Yes.
started that process?
Once we started, we had a matchmaker.
Like, okay, so what did she say about the date? Like, when is she
Shout out
okay with
matchmaker.
going out again on Tuesday? Like, if I
No, Raizel was very difficult, and Raizel took like 3 months between each date.
I can imagine she was probably like, I'm sorry, I can't today. I have to go to Nordstrom Rack.
It sounds like Raizel. Thank you. That's a good Raizel impression.
Wait, so do you have
Just so you know, whenever Menachem does an impression of
Hi,
me, he goes,
Raizel.
it always starts with hi, I'm Raizel.
Yeah,
in general, and then in general, whoever's doing an impression, hi, he'll say their name. So
It's so much easier.
that's
Here.
not a bad sign
No.
of an impressionist.
I-
I don't know what is. And 1 second, you
I'm just a caring impressionist. Instead of me just being like, blah, 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 who am I? I'll just be like, hi, I'm this and this. And then I do it. And then you know who I am. Continue.
Oh my god.
you just ruined my momentum. So as far as the story, the structurally it's correct. The drool
I'm
is
like
not.
an English teacher,
Um,
actually. Yeah. Grammatically.
I'm in school right now, so it's in my head. But
Oh my.
so we went. Oh, nice. What are you studying?
Psychology. You're probably
Me
studying
too.
something. Yeah.
Me too. Yeah.
So what you're both saying is you're from.
We're what?
You're
We're from?
religious.
Yeah,
From
but I'm not becoming a speech
Psychology.
therapist, so I don't know if it counts.
Me either. What do you want to do?
I want to. This is not about me. I want to be a therapist, and I want to write books, and I want to speak and find cures. You know, all that fun.
Nice.
jazz.
And so after you get your bachelor's, what do you want? Where do you want to head? Do you want to get a master's in social work or counseling, or you want to get your PhD, or which direction are you going in?
Ideally, I would want to do like the fanciest letters I could have at the end of my name, but, but
Yeah,
I don't
go
know.
for
You know what I mean? But like that takes more years and more time. So I'm just gonna end up like crossing the bridge when I get to it. I don't know. I'm still like at the beginning of my bachelor's, so I just started. What are you doing? You're
I'm getting my bachelor's end this year, and then I have to decide exactly, man plans and God laughs, as they say. But what I'm leaning towards is becoming a psychiatric nurse practitioner.
ooh, that's cool.
We'll see.
That's good for your dopamine. Have some excitement in a psych ward.
Well, I don't have to work in a psych ward.
Oh, okay. So what?
I could just work like a psychiatrist in private practice if I want. But basically, I work
okay.
as a nurse practitioner who prescribes psychotropic drugs. And I could also
Wow.
work as a therapist, just I have the ability to prescribe medication.
Wow, that's really cool. That's fancy.
And she feels like she has experience because she considers me crazy.
That's funny.
That's a side point.
1 second. That's gonna give you a lot of material. Like, okay, my wife is a psychiatrist and she thinks
She
I'm crazy.
gives me enough material.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
Wait, so
Anyways.
was his version right or not?
No, not totally, obviously, but
Obviously, the drool was right, but besides that,
obviously, but no,
Noodles of drool.
our dating story is interesting. We did meet on a train. I was in my second year of seminary. I was also working full time at Dr. Rosen's. I was a medical assistant there.
oh wow.
And so he thought I was older. I graduated high school at 16, so at 18, that was my second year.
Oh, you're one of the
And
super extra smart people.
not that smart, more convenience in some ways, but anyhow, he thought I was older, and then
Why? You look young.
No, but she was in her second year of seminary working.
Like, because she
So
was
just the
old for like
calculation-
accomplishments.
Well, right, because I was just like, oh, she graduated at 18. Then Sem 1, she turned 19, and then Sem base, she's 20 to 21, depending on.
Right.
he was only 22. It's not crazy.
Yeah.
He had just turned 22. Anyways, but we met on the train, and no, I did not notice him on the platform. So, I mean, I guess he noticed me though. That's cute. And
Sure, Raizel, sure. At the time, I was in a band called the Night Owls. So I was a
Wait,
rock star,
for
and
real?
she had heard my music,
For
so
real,
she
you were-
totally recognized me. She's lying. Yes.
Wait, were you really in a band and she really recognized you from the band?
no,
Once we started dating, she's like, I
He
love your
was-
songs. So
he was in a band. But
Interesting.
I recognize him. Yeah, right.
We had 2 music videos out. We were freaking rock stars.
Russell, one thing I'll tell you is true. I speak honestly. Okay, no, I went later when he showed me the song. I said yes, I've actually heard that, but no, I did not recognize him from that.
She definitely wasn't stalking me because she knew I was in the band trying to marry me. I don't know.
On the
I don't know.
platform, I'll tell you what I did
That's
notice.
hilarious.
That Mendy was wearing slippers, and I wondered why.
Wait, flippers or slippers?
Slippers.
What's a
Oh,
flipper?
okay. Flippers
Like
are
a
like
whale?
scuba divers.
Oh, that would be amazing. Waddling around.
Or
That'd be way better.
Ducks also
No.
have flippers.
No, so he was wearing slippers, and I was wondering why someone was wearing slippers on the subway. And then I also thought in my head, oh, Chabad guys. They look so Chabad. It was like obvious, right?
Yeah.
That's it. And then
You're welcome, Reba.
that's it. We're on the train. There wasn't anything. And then randomly, like, you don't talk to other Chabad males, especially if you're from, my friends weren't from, but I am. But like, so it's like not like you don't talk to these rabbi looking guys, you know what I'm saying? But suddenly Mendy starts talking to my friend Connie, and they know each other. And I'm just pretending the conversation's not happening in some way. And eventually Connie's like,
She's
oh, we have
pretending
to
it
go
didn't
with
happen
them.
because she's too busy drilling. Continue.
And then Khani's like, oh, they're going to parkour. And they convinced me to go with them. And because I love gymnastics, it was fun. And it was like, oh, we're not really going to hang out with them, like, because we don't know them, you know? But it was really fun. He's naked in the background.
Okay, sorry. Oh my God. I wasn't okay. You're going to ruin my podcast. Now I have to edit that.
And he's wearing tzitzis.
Oh my God. I'm going to have to edit out my whole podcast because of you.
It's okay. He's a baby.
That's how that really works. It's okay. He's a baby. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. And so, anyways.
Did you do gymnastics at the parkour place and like impress him there?
Did I impress you?
Impress me? I was doing backflips off the wall.
Wait, were you?
Yeah.
Wait, what?
We were both pretty good at gymnastics at the time.
That's so
actually
cool. Wait, so you guys were like both impressing each other, like flying off the wall over there? And it was the first time you met?
She was watching me do stuff, and then she kept slipping on her puddles of drool. She didn't really get to do that much.
Right.
We were both busy having fun. And honestly, we didn't. I think that you were impressed by my back handsprings. I was impressed by his backflips because I don't meet a lot of Hasidic guys who like do gymnastics. I was like, oh, that's neat. And
I don't know if anything that he does is like a lot of Hasidic guys.
I know. I thought that was neat. And like, I grew up with gymnastics, but I don't meet other people that do it.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I thought that was fun.
I teach gymnastics to kids on Sundays, but
that's so cute.
I have a gymnastics room in my house, but it's really beginner. Like I'm not teaching your level. It's like
that's really cute.
Little cartwheels and kip bar.
And then when we went home on the train, I could tell that he like wanted to walk with me, and I was like, gonna like step back, you know. But then he would wait, you know, that kind of thing. I was like, okay, whatever. And
was he like asking you questions? Like, 1 second, do you know Hani Stein from Florida?
Do you know Hani Stein from Florida? Maishi Stein's younger sister?
I just made up a name.
I'm kidding. I have no idea what that is. Yeah. Shout out Maishi Stein.
So there's for sure one. Anyway,
lots of shout outs.
I don't remember. You were asking questions. But yeah, he's trying to talk to me. And then we all went home on a train together. We didn't know how to get back. Obviously, we weren't going to go without you guys. I don't know why you think that's such a chiddush.
Oh wait, they thought that they could get to Nordstrom Rack and back by themselves, but all of a sudden, when they're in Manhattan, they need our help getting back. He
loves talking about the Nordstrom Rack thing. He's going to use that against you forever. I hope you took her to Nordstrom Rack and then at some point.
I have to. Nordstrom Rack is also sponsored.
Thank you, Nordstrom Rack, for sponsoring this podcast.
My friend, actually, at the time, we got off the train, and we spoke on the train. We had having some pretty good conversations, actually. All of us just talking.
Don't say actually is passive aggressive.
Well, it was a pleasant surprise, and so my friend was like, Raizel, you're so obnoxious. But you never date anyone who's blah, 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 because I had like a specific type.
Yeah.
And she's like, Menachem was nice. What do you think of him? And I was like, actually, where are you going?
Keep going. I'm just going to uncouple the collar for a second.
Hey, can you get me tissue? My nose
You're
is
leaving
open.
in the best part? Okay. Actually.
My friend was like, Raizel, what do you think of Menachem? He's a nice guy. Like, are you, like, you're probably gonna say like no about him also. And I was like, actually, I think he likes me and he's gonna ask me out. And she's like, no, where did you even get that from? No, he didn't.
I'm telling you, we can feel it. Girls know.
Yeah,
like they
of
know.
course.
I'm surprised that you're feeling know. Because girls know, they feel it.
It was obnoxious. And then I kind of felt like I had to prove it to her and so then I was like, you know what? If he does ask me out, I'll say yes. It was like a dare almost to me. And my mom calls me a couple weeks later and she's like, this guy Menachem Soberstein wants to go out with you. But I said no, because we don't know who he is. And I was like, oh, actually, I know him. I went to parkour with him. He's really fun. Say yes.
And he's a rock star. She threw that in there.
And
direct quote.
Then we did it for a really long time, and I could not make up my mind.
She had a poster of you in her room and a magazine on her fridge.
You did bring me the tissue.
Josie has a tattoo of me on her hand. Show your hand. Nice.
There's nothing on my hand. And then we dated for a really long time. I was really unsure.
What Well, Chabad really long time.
Totally see
A
that.
Chabad
I
really long
totally
time,
see
not
you
like
driving him
7
crazy.
years.
He was probably ready to propose after the second date, and you were like, "Let's take this slow." And like,
I literally said on the second
driving
day,
him
I said,
crazy.
if this happens, a long shot. I don't see it right now. Some reason we're supposed to be going out, like maybe this is going to be something, but right now I don't see it.
So at what point were you like, okay, yeah, I'm marrying this guy?
I mean, we dated.
Still not sure.
We should have dated. It was 6 months and then got married after 8 months. But we should have dated. We're not boyfriend girlfriend. We were shomer.
You were shomer for 6 months.
Yeah.
We're shomer till we were married.
Damn,
We're shomer till we were married.
that's impressive. Yeah, that's impressive. I mean, I can relate to the experience of being a shomer for like a heck of a long time. But 6 months is like, it's, you know what? I think yeah.
Especially with all of her drooling, it was like,
you know what?
6
Like,
months, 6 months, including the engagement period.
No, that's 8 months.
We got engaged after 6 months.
Wow.
Yeah, because we met in January and we got married in August.
So if anyone's listening to this and doesn't know
End of
what
August.
shomer means, sorry, I'm translating this now because it's been like hours, but shomer means, well, literally it means watch or guard, but it basically is short for shomer nagia, which I don't know what nagia means. What is
We
it?
don't touch each other.
Oh yeah, it basically means that boys and girls don't touch each other before marriage or even after marriage unless it's their spouse. And
Good say.
or even if it's their spouse, unless it's like, you know,
It's complicated. Jews
Yeah,
make things
it's
hard.
complicated.
That's what we
Go to Chabad.org and read it.
Chabad.org, another sponsor of the podcast.
Oh, shout out to Chabad.org.
And so, anyways, yeah, we were shomer for a
my
long time.
homies
But
at Chabad.org.
the thing is that I was only 18 and I had been shomer my whole life. So it wasn't so crazy for me. But in retrospect, now as an adult who is not in a shomer relationship, I see that was.
That's good to hear.
I see that
You have
was.
2 children.
Do people have shomer relationships?
I don't know. I don't want to know.
Yeah.
I really hope not. And I see that was probably like, I mean, maybe a little bit unhealthy. Like, I don't even know. It's kind of weird. But I made a decision from a very, I don't know if that's even true, but yeah, I was going to say it's logical, but still emotional.
Yeah. But I'm saying, what did something specifically happen that you were like, that you changed from being like, I don't know, to, okay, yeah, of course. Yeah.
No, I think over time, you know what?
I'll tell you what it was, and this is a real
Oh
thing.
no.
We're going to say this very...
No,
briefly.
Menachem.
What? It's...
I know what he's going to say.
Can I say it? This is... Raizel was like, at the beginning of our dating, she's like, let's be honest with me the whole time. So I was. The second I was like, oh, I like you. Like, I was like, I like you. And she kind of was like scared off by that. She's like, oh, you like me? I don't know. Like, and it kind of like freaked her out. And dating ended up going on for like a long time. And then we ended up taking like a 2-week break and then continuing dating. And then like, I kind of had like an open-ended engagement with her where I was like, I'm ready to get married. Whenever you're ready, let me know.
Oh, my alarm's on.
So basically,
At what point did you tell her, I'm ready to get married? Let me know when you are.
About 6-7 weeks in.
Okay.
Okay. So kind of like the normal-ish time for like about people.
Yeah.
And then what happened was after I realized that like she is kind of scared off by that. And I'm like, oh, let me be a little bit more mysterious and elusive. And after the 2-week break, I was like, hey, engagement's off the table. We're starting from square one and we're going to go on 10 dates maximum. At the end of 10 dates, if you don't feel it, we're done. If throughout the 10 dates you don't feel it, we're done. And we're just kind of going to start over and try. So basically, then I wasn't kind of honest with my feelings at all. And I kind of played more mysterious and elusive. And then all of a sudden, someone's ready to get engaged. Someone feels it on her own.
Perked up.
So I feel like...
No, I think it really what it is that I wasn't sure. I was, there were things that I was thrilled about and things that I wasn't sure about. So you know, at the time, actually, I kept saying, "Oh, I need clarity. I need clarity." I was pretty clear that there were things I liked and didn't like. I had to make a decision. And I was not blind in any way. Like, oh, you know, I didn't have that. Like, oh, we were definitely having a blast together, and we were best friends. We were dating every night. We hang out the whole night. Like, we just had a good time together. But I was like, for life, marriage, the one that was like scary. I was like, but then I'm not getting this or that I wanted.
Permanent decision. Yeah.
Yeah. Then it's like this or that I wanted, you know, and I had to decide what I was going to do. And at the end of the day, like, as time went on, I was just more and more attached to him. And I felt like, you know, I felt like no matter what, we were like soulmates, and I didn't want to let him go. So when he did give me an ultimatum,
just letting you know, Raizel, you just made his whole year, and this is the best moment that he's had in a while. So just keep going.
Well, the SAG after thing was pretty cool. This is definitely top 10 or 20.
Wait,
it made top 50.
I didn't understand that thing so much. Is that like an Oscars for comedians?
No, that's just the acting guild. Like, you are officially accepted as a real.
But isn't that the Oscars?
No, so there's the SAG Awards. Is like SAG gives out SAG Awards, and you can only be nominated for an Oscar for the SAG project. SAG is first you have
to get into the SAG Awards, and then if you
first you have to get into SAG.
Okay, so and then you could be nominated, and then you could win an award, and then.
Well, no. So if you're in SAG, you could then get a job.
Sorry, Raizel, I'm really ADD with conversations.
No,
I love how you derail, but like love to this. It's basically like this. You cannot get big acting roles, unless you're part of the union, which is SAG. So first you have to get invited to SAG, and once you are a SAG actor, you're kind of like the top actor.
Oh wait, what happened to your? Does she have the mic and she's walking away with it?
Yeah, I'll get back to you.
You can't hear me?
No, I was able to hear you a little bit, but I felt like the mic was walking away.
Okay, wait, can you hear me now?
A lot, yeah. Wait, is she?
One of your mics isn't working. She's coming right back. She's supposed to blow it up.
Okay, no, she's coming back. Okay, good.
What? No, it's always two. Yours are broken. We have to get you doing. And now we're back. So basically, what I was just explaining very briefly is there's the actors union. So if you want to be able to get an acting job, like a real acting job, you need to be invited to the union. So once you're part of the union, then you can get real acting jobs. And then once you're
invite you, who are these people? Who are these? Like,
SAG-AFTRA. It's a union that protects actors. So basically, they make sure that you're paid properly.
You were invited to join the SAG situation.
Yes. So the union was like, Menachem.
So are you on IMDb?
IMDb, yes.
IMDb. What does that stand for?
It stands for IMDb. I'm kidding. I don't know what it actually stands for. I assume the M is for movies.
Oh, okay.
And the B is for
how do you get on there? How do you get on there?
So technically, you can get on as long as you're part of a project that has been put on IMDb. Independent things can be put on IMDb, or like official SAG things can be put on IMDb. So certain credits are worth more. So if, let's say, like technically I could apply and put something on IMDb, but it would be considered kind of a small thing. So anyone that's part of it doesn't really matter that much. Or you could be like invited to be a part of something cool. Like when I was able to do Jimmy Kimmel, I was part of, I got an IMDb credit from it, and that was
He's giving you the other earphone.
Well, no, because I'll tell you why. Because we're closer. So the reason we had the other one was because I was like, oh, we don't want the audio to be messed up.
Now. Yeah.
Okay. So now Raizel talk.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah. So now like we're both next to the mic.
Okay. You know what I wanted to ask? As a comedian.
Yes, we're married. Oh wait,
what? And Raizel. No, and Raizel. Feel free to respond, even though I'm asking him as a comedian. Like I see that a lot of this is a kind of a heavy question. I see that a lot of comedians commit suicide, and like something that I learned, and I think everyone knows this already. It's not something that you need to learn, but like it's kind of like you realize even more from experience is that something being funny and laughing doesn't necessarily equal happiness. Like you can think a joke is hysterical, but it doesn't necessarily mean you're happy. You can smile about a joke, but it doesn't mean you're feeling happy inside. So like, do you think that comedians have the same, like the people that have in their brain this like knack for being funny also are prone to like depression? Like I don't know if you heard Pete Davidson say recently, or I don't know if he said recently, but I saw this video recently. I don't know if you saw it. He was like, oh yeah, I want to kill myself all the time. I just try to distract myself.
He has borderline personality disorder.
Yeah, he's in general not that healthy.
Well,
yeah, no,
he
I
takes
think
care
that
of his
it's
mental health, so that's good. I thought he has.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what he has. Really? I didn't know that. Okay.
Yep.
No, but in general, like
talking.
creative
Funny.
people in general, like really talented people, sometimes is like they're so amazing in one way that there's some type of imbalance, or it's just like they have such a big imagination that it crosses the line to delusion. I don't know how it works exactly, but I'm always fascinated by how it's just so much more common in Hollywood.
It's more depressive between us two.
Definitely Raizel's has more like anxiety and depression than I do. I'm actually like, see, hey, well, no, it's kind of funny. There's like this,
I can relate.
Like within the writer kind of like comedian community, there's like a meme that's pretty funny, which is basically like a comedian who's depressed and a horror writer who's like the nicest guy, because it kind of like, you'd think that like, oh, somebody who writes horror is all weird and twisted, and somebody who like writes comedy is like the nicest, funniest person. But a lot of times it's like somebody who writes horror is just like, they have trauma and demons, and they're healthier and they're working it through the page. And they're like talking about their monsters and their demons and the things that scare them, and they're actually like healthier people. You're saying
the comedian, or you're saying the horror movie person?
The horror writers.
Okay.
And then you have like the comedian / comedic writers. They're like kind of like
making fun of tragedies.
Making fun of tragedies are also like broken inside, so they're just trying to like, you know, kind of be like, oh, funny on the outside, like, oh, don't notice, I'm broken on the inside, ha 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 ha, the world's hilarious. So that is definitely a real thing. But it's also, yeah, I'm saying I think that part of being funny is like being able to have like a kind of negative outlook on life is funny. Like when somebody looks,
it's not the negative outlook on life. It's realistic.
Perspective. It's a realistic.
Well,
it's having
negative parts of life can be.
Yeah, but it's like
it's having depth of understanding of human emotion.
I love it. You're not the comedian. I'm kidding.
Well, I should be. And with depth and understanding, you can relate to people, and a comedian relates to people.
Kind of, but it's also, I'm saying, like a lot of times when you like when you write a joke, it's the like ridiculousness of a situation, it's the silliness of a situation, it's the flaws in the system.
Yeah.
And they're joking about it and poking fun at the flaws in the system, but sometimes the reason that they can do that is because the flaws in the system hurt or affect them. So therefore they're able to joke about it and be like, this is ridiculous and this is stupid, and like, why are we doing this and why are we agreeing with this? So like it comes off as really funny, but on the inside they're really thinking about it and being like, this is very corrupt and terrible.
Yeah, and also, would you say that it's like a therapeutic way to express that by reassociating a negative experience with something positive, like making light of it? What just happened?
Yeah, a lot of times.
Crazy. Did you hurt your?
But it's also like comedians use humor to kind of like avoid real conversation sometimes.
He does that.
Really? Like what? Like what? Can you guys?
Like if we're in a fight,
he deflects. He just deflects all the time.
Really?
With jokes, yeah.
But I feel like
it's not my fault. I'm just hilarious.
I feel like he doesn't do that in like a purposeful way, but in like I'm saying in like an intentional way of like I don't want to talk about that, but in like a trying desperately to make you laugh so that you won't be upset way, and then finally giving in and like not deflecting anymore because it didn't work or something. Oh, it does work.
Of course. Because then she'll laugh and be like, stop it, we're having a serious conversation, but she's laughing, so cha-ching.
Would you say, Raizel, that being married to a comedian is very helpful in the sense of arguments don't get too serious and too dangerous, or both, or actually there's like okay, can you be serious already? Like, I'm trying to tell you something serious, you're not taking me seriously. I mean, I'm sure.
I don't have what to compare it to. I've never been married to. I think in my family, and one thing that drew us to each other is a sense of humor, because I even remember when we were first
dating. Put your head next to her because I can hardly hear her.
Yeah, Raizel, you gotta stay close to me.
Why don't we just ditch the headphones?
Because then there's gonna be echo from the room.
Okay. something that drew us together when we were dating was our sense of humor. I remember even texting each other, like I was dramatic and silly, and he went along with it and would like try to, one up me with the jokes and whatever. So that was fun.
Yeah, whip matches are the best.
But yeah,
I was one I was always funny around.
but also my grandparents, they were super into humor and joking, and it's a huge part of my upbringing, and it's basically the only thing I know. I don't know life without humor. I don't come from a very serious family. My parents are always joking, so that to me is normal. But I do get frustrated with Menachem when he deflects, and because sometimes it feels like he's not taking responsibility for something, and instead he's trying to make a joke. And take responsibility. And
I love how this just became therapy.
Everything's therapy. Life is my therapy. And
is there anything you feel comfortable sharing that you were like, don't deflect about X, Y, and Z?
I don't remember everything he deflects.
I don't remember off the top of my head, but yeah, anytime you have a serious conversation to an extent, I deflect. But it also kind of like lightens. It kind of like lightens the mood. Like if you're like too serious, it can kind of like it can turn into an argument and it can blow up. So if you kind of like deflect, you're kind of like toning it down, and then you can have the conversation.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's always good. That's annoying sometimes.
Wait, so how did you you moved to California and you were like, okay, I'm gonna get far here, even though there's a lot of competition. Like, how did you get that confidence going into this?
He had confidence before we moved to LA. When I met him on the train, he told me he wants to be a writer. This is what he wants to do. He's
like, script ready.
He had a script ready.
Let's go.
I love that. I love that he had these creative endeavors.
Yeah. No, because there's a lot of starving artists out there. So to find someone that is an artist but like serious about it and actually successful, it's not easy to do that, especially with
it's very hard. It's not easy to be successful. It has not been easy.
So do you guys buy a house? Or you're renting?
We're renting.
We're renting right now. Yeah.
And you live in LA?
Hopefully soon. We live in LA.
So that's like super expensive. Do you plan to move to like a more affordable place, or you need to stay in like the hub of everything?
For right now, we definitely plan on staying. I'm saying as time goes on, we could, there's always a chance to reassess. But for me, from a comedy perspective, it makes sense to be here. From a writing perspective, it makes sense to be here. Like all the writers' rooms and stuff are out here. And then now I have a production company and I produce things out here.
So how did Jimmy Kimmel find you?
That's a long story. We're going to have to do that on another podcast. But
this is not a long story.
If you thought the marriage one was long, this was long. But yeah, I'm saying the kind of abbreviated version was that they wanted to kind of incorporate dancing rabbis into a sketch. So I was able to kind of be in touch through that, and was able to kind of help not only be in the sketch, but kind of be a part of it and help coach Guillermo on his lines and tweak some of the lines and be a part of it.
Guillermo, really? That's so funny.
Yeah. So it was just a really, and that happened kind of right the first year that we were out here, which was really kind of special because again, we kind of came out with oh yeah, the dream. I'm going to be, I'm going to be a comedian. I'm going to be a writer, all that kind of stuff. And then
right away you're thrust into Jimmy Kimmel.
Yeah.
Guillermo.
And I'll tell you what was funny, when I was younger, there were two things, very briefly. I told my friends that I would be on Jimmy Kimmel. And they were like, Menachem, but you don't do anything. What would you be on Jimmy Kimmel for? And I was like, I don't know. I'm going to be on Jimmy Kimmel. And that happened.
Anything.
They're like, you don't do anything. What are you going to do? Oh, you're going to learn Gemara on Jimmy Kimmel. What are you going to do? And then kind of a similar-ish thing happened at 18.
I hope you got new friends. No,
right?
No, it's good.
And I saw my exactly.
It's not true, but they're wrong.
Right? No. My friends are really supportive. Actually, I know I've been doing a lot of shout outs. I have to shout out Monty Bornstein because he listens to all my podcasts and he's like, how come you never shout me out? I'm like, I'm going to shout you out.
Now. Thank you, everyone.
I'm saying my thank you. My mama.
God.
Does Monty listen to your podcast?
He does. So
that's really sweet.
Mordechai Takayan Bornstein.
Wait,
I
you
said his
have a
name
podcast?
twice. No. Whenever I'm on a podcast and he hears me, he's always like, when am I going to get my shout out? So here's a shout out. I know, right? Let's see that. No, so basically the first time I ever went to a live comedy show was when I was 18. I was the head counselor of the camp. I needed to do something with my counselors. my mother was like, why don't you try, like, maybe go to a comedy club? Like, that's what she used to do before she was from when she was younger. The Improv had like amateur night that it was like $5. We bought tickets and went. We were the only ones in the audience. No one else showed up. So they canceled the show and they put us into the main show. And the main show was the main show was what's his name? Meta World Peace. He's a basketball player. So he was hosting a tour. And I basically sat there and I watched the show and I was like so enthralled. And I turned to my friends and there was a guy on stage and his
He's
name.
showing us something.
Aww.
They wanted to see what you had.
So cute. There was a guy on stage named Jay Phillips. And I basically sat there and I was like, one day I'm going to share a stage with him. And again, it was
Phillip
like the same.
that I want to meet is Dr. Philip McGraw.
Not Philip Phillips, the singer.
I don't know who that
There's
is.
a lot of Phillips. He's good. I'm really noticed this comedian like Jay Phillips was on stage and I was like, okay, one day I'm going to share a stage with him. And my friends were like, you don't do anything. Like this again, it was like
crazy because
like,
I'm
what are you talking
hearing this
about?
like what's his name? Steve Harvey was like, one day I'm gonna be on TV, and like his family was like, nah, you're not gonna be. And then he was like, I like someone teach me how do you do this thing where you just like say and you know that you say and you know that something's gonna happen and then it does. Like it's not even a matter of I want to do that one day. It's like I am gonna do that one day. Every time I hear a story like that, they're like, and then I did it. What?
I don't know. But then basically right before COVID, one of my last shows before like COVID hit, I was at the Laugh Factory on a Monday night and Jay Phillips was on the lineup. And I went over to him and I told him the story. And it was kind of this like really cool moment where like that came true. And I got to share the stage and perform with him at the Laugh Factory.
Wait, what was the story
like
you were telling him that you got to perform at that other place?
No, so I just know my story was I told him like the first live comedy show I ever saw was you were on stage. And I said that one day I'm going to perform on stage with you. And at the time I wasn't even like really doing stand up, maybe like an open mic here and there.
So he was like, okay, come up with me.
No. So we were booked on the same show. Years later, we were actually booked on the same show. And I told him that like, I kind of like wished this into fruition and it happened.
Wow.
So that nice kind of full circle.
Were you like standing on the stage talking to each other or it was like a separate time slot?
No, separate time. Like he did his set, I did my set.
Did
and
you
then
have-
after the show,
Do you have like those rooms backstage where it has like a sign
Yeah,
that says
it's called-
Menachem's room?
Well, no, so it's there's a green room, which is
Yeah.
basically like where the comedians hang out. Yeah.
Oh, it's like all the comedians together hang out. So you
Yeah.
and Elon Gold like were chilling in that room at some point, or he didn't do
Yeah.
the same show as you?
No, me and Elon were on 2 shows together this month. It was the first time. We were never on a show together, and then this month we were on 2 shows together at the Laugh Factory.
Oh, good.
On Tehran's show. So it was like me, Tehran, Elon.
And what? Who? Oh, Terrell,
Tehran, me, Tehran, and Elon. We're all on the same show.
Tehran
which
and
is fun.
Alon?
Tehran and Elon.
I don't know who
It rhymes.
Tehran is.
You got to check them out.
Oh, wait.
I am Tehran
Yes, I
across
do.
all
Is
social
he
media.
the
You know?
Iranian guy who's like,
Yes, with a bathrobe comedian.
he's like the he's like the Mr. Bean guy. Like,
No. That's Menachem and
And that's Malcolm Kashanian.
oh,
Yeah.
okay.
No,
Wait,
Tehran does stand-up comedy in a bathrobe. You check him out.
oh,
He's really cool.
Wait, so the Iranian guy, like he's hilarious, by the way. I think one of the first
Thank
videos that I saw from you was when you did something with him,
Oh, nice.
Maybe.
Yeah, we used to do a bunch of stuff together.
like his like supermarket stuff. That's
Yes, I wrote those. That was the first
Oh,
web
really?
series that I did. Yeah.
hilarious. It's hilarious. Do you think that you're gonna do like a would you be in like a movie or on a TV show or make a TV show or write like
Well, I was
have
just
bigger plans like that, or you're like, I'm doing my production company, I'm doing my stand up, and this is my like
no. So I had bigger plans. I've been kind of working on some television scripts, and I've gotten very close to like selling and making like proper TV shows. So hopefully we're gonna go through that soon. And then I got to act in a TV show recently, but I can't really talk about. But that was really kind of cool and fun, like a
Was
real
it
show.
okay. Don't answer, but I'm wondering if it's Curb Your Enthusiasm because
No.
It was not your enthusiasm.
Oh, it wasn't. Okay.
Bigger.
Oh, I see.
Kind
I'm
of,
talking
well,
to the wrong
different,
person.
but
I never
yeah.
heard of any of these people or any of these things. There's like a ton of celebrities that I would walk past in the street and I would just be like, what do you want? Like, hi. I don't know who you are. I don't know who half these people are. I know who you guys are. I don't know who
Oh, stop it.
Yeah. I don't know who half these people are, but
We're not celebrities, though.
She's not. I am. Brad Pitt
no,
work upstairs.
but honestly, I notice with couples when both of the couple are present in like a video, like if you make a video, you probably get like double the amount of views or something like that.
He doesn't. I don't think so.
Depends on the video. Sometimes
because
yeah.
I feel like people people like to watch someone funny, but they even more love to watch like something where they feel like the fly on the wall and it's like a genuine connection between two people. That's technically something private, and then they get to like see a glimpse of it.
Yeah, no, I'm saying the marriage stuff definitely does well, and it's definitely fun to do.
Yeah,
it's just also about kind of like you're saying, like doing it right. Like if it's a special kind of like, you know, almost magical thing, you wanna like save it and do it right.
Yeah, for sure. I unfortunately I have to go pick up my son, and you guys, I'm sure you guys also have like stuff that's calling your name, like your challah or something. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. I have to go continue to procrastinate.
Yeah. So I might bother you guys another time.
Sounds good. Thank you so much for having us on this podcast.
Stuff. But I'm really happy I got to ask my questions and keep being funny and annoying each other in the most loving of ways.
And I love your comments on everything.
On which they on your
videos, they're always so nice to me, and I appreciate it.
And I really love your co-host. I feel like he's doing an amazing job. He's really asking the hard questions.
Oh yeah, he's in SAG and he's in IMDb and stuff.
Nice.
I'm just his helper.
Awesome. Thoughts.
I think he probably needs me to run to the store and get him pants or something. But
yeah, he should put on pants. Yeah. It's a good. Well, COVID's over. He needs pants again. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. People stand up on it. Okay. So you guys are adorable. Seriously. Keep being the cute, inspirational couple that you are, and making each other laugh, and making other people laugh, and all that fun job with Mashiach, Tzidkenu, and Excella, and all that stuff.
Amen.
And yeah, really nice meeting you guys. And I hope let's see if they're recording.